कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविता शाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम् वाल्मीकिर्मुनिसिंहस्य कवितावनचारिणः शृण्वन् रामकथानादं को नयाति परां गतिम् यः पिबन् सततं रामचरितामृतसागरम् अतृप्तस्तं मुनिं वन्दे प्राचेतसमकल्मषम् गोष्पदीकृतवाराशिं मशकीकृतराक्षसम् रामायणमहामाला रत्नं वन्दे नीलात्मजम् अञ्जनानन्दनं वीरं जानकी शोकनाशनं कपीशम् अक्षहन्तारं वन्दे लङ्काभयङ्करम् मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वादात्मजं वानरयूतमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमद राक्षसान्तकं वाल्मीकिगिरिसम्भूत रामसागरगामिनी पुनादिभुवनं पुण्या रामायणमहानदी वेदवेद्ये परे पुंसि जाते दशरथात्मजे वेदप्राचेतसा दासीद् साक्षात् रामायणात्मना आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम् रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः मङ्गलं कौसलेन्द्राय महनीय गुणाब्धये चक्रवर्ती तनूजाय सार्वभौमाय मङ्गलम् सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। Usha is chanting today, or Swapna? Who is chanting today?
Today should be Swapna Swamiji.
Okay. We are in the 57th canto there, where even though the story was narrated by Angada as it was very emotional for Sampati, because he had realized that these monkeys are on a divine adventure and they have been serving Sri Rama, and in the process Jatayu, his own brother, also sacrificed himself. And Jatayu, his own brother, younger brother, was very well known for his strength and Vikrama, and also a person of good qualities, good values, and such a one who is also a friend of Dasharatha, whose son was Rama, son is Rama, and for whose wife this venture has been taken by these monkeys and they failed. And so, knowing all these things, Sampati was more compassionate and sympathetic. So here, he requested the monkeys to make him come down, because he is not able to spread his wings by himself and come down. So here, continuing in 57, Shokat brashtatvaramapi
शोकाद्भ्रष्टस्वरमपि
Shrutva vanarayutapaha
श्रुत्वा वानरयूथपाः
Shraddadurnaiva tatvakyam
श्रद्धदुर्नैव तद्वाक्यम्
Karmana tasya shankitaha
कर्मणा तस्य शङ्किताः
Te prayam upavishtastu
ते प्रायम् उपविष्टास्तु
Drishtva gridram plavangamaha
दृष्ट्वा गृत्रम् प्रप्लवङ्गमाः
Chakrabuddhim tada raudram
चक्रुबुद्धिं तदा रौद्राम्
Okay. Chakrurbuddhim tada. Okay, Raudram. Sarvano bhakshayishyati
सर्वान्नो भक्षयिष्यति
Sarvada prayamasinan
सर्वथा प्रायमासीनान्
Yadi no bhakshayishyati
यदि नो भक्षयिष्यति
Kritakritya bhavishyamaha
कृतकृत्या भविष्यामः
Shipram siddhamito gataha
क्षिप्रं सिद्धिमितो गताः
Etam buddhim tadaschakruhu
एतां बुद्धिं ततश्चक्रुः
Sarve te hariyutapaha
सर्वे ते हरियूथपाः
Avatarya giresh shrangat
अवतार्य गिरे शृङ्गाद्
Gradramahu Gridramaha Angata Gridramaha Sahas Ahang Gridramahangadastada
गृद्रमाहङ्गदस्तदा
Even as Shokat Brashtatvaramapi Shrutva Vanarayutapaha. So, even as Sampati had very clearly mentioned that it is Jatayu, it is my own brother, and I am very eager to know what happened, who killed, who's that person who could dare kill him, etc. And then also wanting to know more details about what led to what. So, having Shrutva Vanarayutapaha Shokat Brashtatvaramavi. So, there these monkeys who were whose Tvaramabi Brashtam. Brashtam means brush is to fall or break. So they those who have lost their, the words were kind of broken or choked words. Those choked words with a lot of emotion, having heard the words of them. And Shraddaduhu Naiva, they did not have faith in the words of Sampati. So, Vanarayutapaha na Shraddaduhu, even though the words of Sampati was choked with emotion, wanting to know more about his own brother, the monkeys did not have any faith in him. Because karmana tasya karmana shankitaha tadvakyam na shraddhaduhu. They did not have any faith in his words, because even his action that he is going to take up, about that also they have their own doubt. They still are sitting there to leave their body. Te plavangamaha prayam upavishtaha drishtva gridram chakruhu tada raudram sarvanno vakshayishyati. So the plavangamaha prayam upavishtaha, those who are ready to die themselves, Gridram Drishtva, even as they see the Sampati, Buddhim Chakruhu, they in their mind, Raudram Buddhim Chakruhu, they had the feeling, intensified feeling that Naha Sarvan bhakshayishyati. This one is not going to do anything else but only kill us, eat us alive. Now the thing is, problem of our communication is, if the lion comes and becomes friendly with you on its own, you will have your own doubt about this. This is not, I don't think this lion can ever be friendly to me. It will take an opportunity to kill me. Similarly, vulture, as I said, vulture is the king of birds, is the Raja, Gridra Raja. And therefore, such a one to come down and very sympathetically talking to monkeys, which is his breakfast, lunch, and dinner, that is not possible. Probably he came down to say Brahmarpanam Brahmavihi, maybe. So here, Sarvata Sarvaprakaraihi Prayamasinan Yadi Naha Bhakshayishyati. Yadi, in case he eats all of us who are now sitting there waiting for our death. Kritakritya bhavishwamaha. Wow, that will be great. We don't need to sit long time in hunger and die. This fellow will die, he'll kill us. And anyway, we want to die, right? Now we will become fulfilled. Kshipram siddhim idogataha. Idogataha bhavishyamaha. We will accomplish our task of killing ourselves. We don't need to wait for death. So in a way it is good. So they decided not to respond to him. Etam buddhim chatashakruhu sarvete hariyutapaha. This is what they have decided to do. Even the best of the monkeys have decided in that way. At the same time, slowly, Sampati came down by itself. Girehe Shringat Avatarya Gridram, coming down from that very mountain, Vindhya mountain. Aha Angadaha. To hear that, so the Angada, when he saw this Sampati coming down, he spoke to him this way. Babuvuhu babuvakshara svo nama babuvaksharajo nama. Swapna, have to unmute yourself. He's not unmuting.
Babhuvar vriksharajo nama
Vanarendra Pratapavan
Vanarendra Pratapavan
Mamarya Parthiva Pakshin
Mamarya Parthiva Pakshin
Armikau Tasya Chatmanau
Dharmikau Tatya Chatmajau
Atmajau. Okay. Sugrivaschaiva Valicha
Sugrivaschaiva Valicha
Putro Dhanabala Vubau
Putrau Dhanabala Vubhau.
Not Dhana, Ghana it is. Loke Vishruta Karma Bhut
Loke Vishruta Karma Bhut
Raja Vali Pita Mama
Raja Vali Pita Mama
Raja Krishnasya Jagataha
Raja Krishnasya Jagataha
Ikshvakunam Maharataha
Ikshvakunam Maharataha
Ramo Dasharati Sriman
Ramo Dasharati Sriman
Pravishto Dandakavanam
Pravishto Dandakavanam
Lakshmanena Sahabratra
Lakshmanena Sahabratra
Vaidehya Sahabharyaya
Vaidehya Sahabharyaya
Piturnitesh. Okay. Piturnitesha Nirato.
Piturnirdesha Nirato.
Nirdesha, correct? That's what I thought. Here it is written Nidesh. Dharmam pantanamashritah
धर्मं पन्थानमाश्रितः
asya bharya janasthanat
तस्य भार्याजनस्थानात्
ravanena hrita balat
रावणेन हृता बलात्
ramasya tu pitur mitram
रामस्य तु पितुर्मित्रम्
jatayurnama grudrarat
जटायुर्नाम गृध्रराट्
dadarsa sitam vaidehim
ददर्श सीतां वैदेहीं
priyamanam vihayasa
प्रीयमाणां विहाय स
ravanam viratam krutva
रावणं विरतं कृत्वा
तापयित्वा च मैथिलीं
स्थापयित्वा च मैथिलीं
परिश्रान्तश्च वृद्धश्च
परिश्रान्तश्च वृद्धश्च
रावणेन हतोरणे
रावणेन हतोरणे.
वृक्षराजः Angada said वृक्षराजनामः वानरेन्द्रः प्रतापवान् वानराणाम् इन्द्रः प्रतापवान् a great mighty king was there. His name was Vriksharaja. And this Mama Aryaha e Parthiva. This is my own ancestor, grandfather. Pakshin e Pakshin, oh, the bird, addressing the Sampati. Tasya Atmajo Dharmiko. There are two sons who are born of him. Atmajo Dharmiko, very virtuous two of them. Sugrivascha Balicha. Sugriva and Vali, these are the two sons. Putrau, Ghana Bala Ubhau. Ghana Bala. Dana is not there. Ghana Bala Ubhau, meaning mighty strength that they had. Heavy strength, heavy, powerful one. So, Loke Vishruta Karma Abhut. Karma Abhut, Raja Vali Pita Mama. Mama Pita Vali, he became a person of very well known for his action. Vishruta Karma Abhut. Jagataha Krishnasya Raja. At the same time, the Dasharatha Maharataha and one who is a mighty warrior, Dasharatha Ikshvakunam Raja, Krishnasya Jagataha, and that Maharataha, Ramaha Dasharatihi. And Rama is none other than the son of that Dasharatha. And Sriman Pravishto Dandakavanam. He had entered the Dandakavanam and Lakshmanena Saha, along with his own brother, Pratra, Vaidehya Bharyaya Saha, along with his wife Vaidehi. Why? Vidur Nirdesha Nirataha Dharmam Pantanam Ashritaha. He just was sent away to the forest by, outside his city, Nirdesham. Nirdesham here is crude word is cast out. But anyway, so he was sent out of his own city by his own father, and therefore the following that dharma, following the words of his own father, he followed the dharma. Dharma pantanam, dharme pantanam also, dharmam pantanam ashritaha. His own path is nothing but dharma. This Rama, tasya bharya janasthanat ravanena balat hrita. His own wife Sita was very forcefully kidnapped by Ravana. So, Ramasya pitur mitram Jatayur nama gradrarat. And as you said, that Ramasya pituhu, of Rama's father, a great friend was there in the forest, Jatayur nama gradrarat. The king of the vulture at that point was Jatayu in the forest. Sitam Vaidehim Hriyamanam Vihayasa Dadarsha. He saw that Sita was being taken away in the sky very forcefully. Vihayasa Hriyamanam. So what he did was Ravanam Viratam Krutva. Viratam Vigataratam Krutva. He took him out of took the Ravana out of his chariot, come out of, or pushed him out of it by his wings and powerful attack. Stapayitva cha Maithilim, and he tried to save Sita, separated from Ravana. He could do it, but unfortunately, he being Vruddhascha Parishrantascha, he was old and he was very tired, and therefore Ravanena Rane Hataha. He was killed by Ravana in that very battle. This is what happened. This is what we know. We have not seen it, we have heard it. We heard it from from Jatayu himself while he was dying, and he narrated this situation or this incidents to Rama, and Rama told Sugriva, and Sugriva had told us this. My own uncle has said this to us. So this is how we come to know about Gridharaj, that is Jatayu. Now you see, Sampati is no doubt a brother of Jatayu, and both of them are said to be very powerful ones, and they both have, if Jatayu is a friend of Dasharatha, obviously Sampati has also got a similar affinity towards Dasharatha, and he knows about Rama already. It is not something which he does not know. So until that understanding took place, these ones are the servants of Rama. There is always a feeling that these are all my own breakfast and food. Again, that is what we call it as the shift of attention, paradigm shift. When we come to know something, we come to have a different approach to a thing. When we do not have a correct information, our approach to the situation is different. So it is always good to wait and gather maximum information before you engage in making a decision. So here is a very good example. Angada, even though he was agitated, even though all other monkeys were not believing in him, as he saw that Ashraddhuhu naiva tatvakyam, even though they were not ready to listen to or even pay attention to what Sampati is saying, thinking that he will kill the leader, that is Angada. That's what Hanuman liked about him. He listens and takes action according to what is necessary there. And that is very clearly seen in Angada. He did not jump to the same conclusion as the other monkeys have done. He said, let me give a chance. Let me hear out what is he got to say. Let us not conclude that all vultures are the same. Let me give a benefit of doubt. So let me explain further. And this shows the leadership of the Angada, where he patiently explained again to see what reaction Sampati has about this. So that is the reason why Angada spoke to him clearly. Evam grutro hatastena
Evam grudro hatastena
Ravanena baliyasa
Ravanena baliyasa
Samskritaschapi Ramena
Samskritaschapi Ramena
Jagamagadi
Jagamagatimuttamam
Tato mama pitruvyena
Tato mama pitruvyena
Sugrivena Mahatmana
Sugrivena Mahatmana
Chakara Raghava Sakyam.
Chakara Raghava Sakyam.
So Bravid, so Bravid, no. So Vadit Pitaram Mama.
So Vadit Pitaram Mama.
Mama Pitra Niruddohi.
Mama Pitra Niruddohi.
Sugriva Sachivaisaha.
Sugriva Sachivaisaha.
Nihatya Valinam Ramaha.
Nihatya Valinam Ramaha.
Tadastam Abhishechayat.
Tatastam Abhishechayat.
Sarajye Stapayitastena.
Sarajye Stapitastena.
Sugrivo Vanareshwaraha.
सुग्रीवो वानरेश्वरः
Raja Vanara Mukhyanam
राजा वानरमुख्यानां
Tena Prastapita Vayam
तेन प्रस्तापिता वयम्
Evam Rama Prayuktastu
एवं रामप्रयुक्तास्तु
Margamanastatastataha
मार्गमाणा ततस्ततः
Vaidehim Nadigacchamaha
वैदेहीं नाधिगच्छामः
Ratro Surya Prabhaviva.
रात्रौ सूर्यप्रभामिव
Evam, this way, Grudraha Hataha Ravanena Baliyasa Tena Ravanena Baliyasa Hataha Grudraha. This way, the Jatayu was killed by Ravana with his own mighty strength. Ramena Samskritaschapi Uttamam Gatim Jagama. Rama, when he came to know about the attack on Jatayu by the stranger, he did not know who it was. Rama taught him Sanskrit. No, not that. Samskritaschapi means he did the final rites. What is to be done? So those rituals which are necessary for a human being, for him to obtain the highest world, he did for Jatayu himself. Therefore, Jatayu went to the higher world, Uttamam Gatim Jagama. So that was the great compassionate Rama. Whoever helped him in whatever way, even little, he will definitely send them to the highest abode. So, Tado Mama Piturvyena, uncle, Pitruvya means uncle. Pitrvyena, by my uncle, Sugrivena Mahatmana, Raghavaha Sakyam Chakara. So he made friendship with my uncle Sugriva. So he Pitaram Mama Saha Avadit. He in turn, Sugriva, having made friend as for Sugriva, as he killed my father. You know why he did that? Because Mama Pita Niruddohi Sugrivaha Sachivaisaha. Sugrivaha Sachivaisaha Niruddaha Mama Pitra. By my father, Sugriva was sent out away by my own, along with his own ministers. Niruddaha means stopped also or banished. So that is the reason why my uncle took the help of Rama, and then accordingly Rama killed him. Valinam nihatya, having killed my father Vali, Ramaha tam tataha abhishechayat, he crowned him, my Sugriva, as the king. So now Sarajye stapayitaha. So he, Sugriva, one who is now installed as the king, Tena Sugrivaha Vanareshwaraha Raja Vanara Mukhyanam Tena Prastavita Vayam. Sugriva Vanareshwaraha Sarajye Stapitaha Tena Vanara Mukhyanam Prastavita Vayam. This one king now, who is the Sugriva, he did not say anything much about Sugriva because inside his mind, he still has, as we know, some amount of displeasure with him. He doesn't explain much, but he just said, by Sugriva we have been sent out to this forest. What for what? Evam Rama Prayuktastu Marganam Tadastataha Vaidehim Nadikachamaha. Now we have been trying to find out Sita for Rama because it is commanded by Rama indirectly. So we have been looking for her Margamanaha. We being those who are searching all over here and there. We did not find so far Rasaidehi. So Ratro Surya Prabhamiva, like that of looking for sun during the night. Meaning, it is impossible for us. We are not able to discover her at all. So this is a situation where we are now. So having narrated up to this point, so at least now, having given so much of detail, now they thought that this vulture can be a little more compassionate, not just saying, but it can do a gesture of compassion. Te vayam dandakaranyam
ते वयं दण्डकारण्यं
vichitya susamahitaha
विचिन्त्य सुसमाहिताः
ajnana tu pravistasma
अज्ञानात् तु प्रविष्टा स्म
taranya vibrutam vilam
धरण्या विवृतं विलं
mayasya maya vihitam tat
मयस्य माया विहितं तद्
vilam cha vichinvatam
विलं च विचिन्वताम्
yatitas tatra no maso
व्यतीतस्तत्र नो मासो
yo raja samayakritah so yo rajnya samayakritah
यो राज्ञा समयकृतः
devayam kapirajasya
ते वयं कपिराजस्य
sarve vachanakarinah
सर्वे वचनकारिणः
kritam samstam adikrantaha
कृतां संस्थाम् अतिक्रान्ता
kantaha bayat prayam upasitaha
भयात् प्रायमुपासिताः
krutte tasmin stukakuste
क्रुद्धे तस्मिंस्तु काकुत्स्थे
sugrive chalakshmane
सुग्रीवे च स लक्ष्मणे
katanam api sarvesham
गतानामपि सर्वेषां
tatra no nasti jeevitam
तत्र नो नास्ति जीवितम्
vayam dandakaranyam vichitya susamahitaha, we, the one, having thus entered into or looking for her even in the Dandakaranya, susamahitaha, with our very paying full attention upon, focusing upon that, but ajnanat, due to our own ignorance, to Dharanya Vivrutam Vilam Pravishtaha Sma. We somehow, out of ignorance, entered into the opening. Onto the forest, there was a big opening, Vilam, Vivrutam Vilam, a great opening, Dharanya, with the earth opening up. In that area, we entered. What is that place? Yad vilam, tad vilam, maya vihitam mayasya. Mayasya, of the maya, it's a person, a rakshasa who had out of his own magical power, maya vihitam tad vilam, vichinvatam, as we entered there without thinking, vyatitas tatra no masaha. Our time for a month has already elapsed. Yaha Rajnya Samayakritaha. That was commanded to us to be completed within by the king. That is Sugrivena, Rajnya Samayakritaha Masaha Vyatitaha. Tatra. So, as this, without our own awareness, we had spent so much time. Now we realized that we have not completed the task. Te vayam kabirajasya vachanakarinah sarve. We, all of us who are kapirajasya vachanakarinah, those who are engaging in the action according to the command given by the king of the monkeys, kritam samstam adikrantaha. So having crossed over the time limit that was given to us, Bayat prayam upasitaha. Now, therefore, out of fear, we have taken to the course of committing ourselves suicide by fasting until death. Because Sugrive kaguste tasmin krudde, when Sugriva gets very upset and angry, all in Sadisaptami, tasmin kaguste Sugrive krudde. Upon the anger that is probably would be of the Sugriva, Salakshmane, along with the Lakshmana. Salakshmane, Sugrive, Krde. That means to Kaguste. Sarvesham Tatra Gatanam api. Even as if we go there also, Nasti Jividam Naha. There is no life for us because he's sure to kill. So, this is the reason why we are now waiting to death, and you came by, and then this way so far has happened. Ramayana in brief had been told. So that Ityashe Srimad Ramayane Valmiki Adikavya Kishkindha Kande Sapta Panchasha Sarga. Now see, as Guruji Swami Tejomayanji, when he was handling Saundarya Ramayana Saundaryam in 2010 in our camp, Mahasamadhi camp, he mentioned, as I have told you earlier also, twists and turns are necessary in a story. If there are no twists and turns, the story will become so uninteresting. So here is another twist, because now they have come to the end of the land. Now what do we do? Who is going to help? Nobody knows. They are far away from the land of Sugriva. They are far away from everybody. There is nothing that they can do. Then the help comes suddenly from nowhere, from the place where they never even expect, from a bird who has no connection to the whole situation, nothing to do with the situation, from where the help that comes then. So that is what is called divine intervention. Any turn or twist in our life should be considered as two aspects to it. One, it can be considered as the karma phala, a result of an action which we have done in the past, which we have no clue. Most of our karma phalas, most of our result of our actions are those which need not have to announce and come. Ironically, when we do an action and immediately the result comes, there is no surprise to it. If I eat, I'm hungry when I eat and I feel fulfilled after eating. That's not a surprise. That's what it has to do. If we eat and then hunger is gone, yeah, that's what is expected to happen. When I go to sleep and then I wake up, it is daytime. What else you are expecting it? There's no surprise to it. Where is the surprise element? The surprise element is a situation happens without you knowing why. The karma is not known, karma phala is seen. That is the surprise. On the other hand, karma is done, phala is not come. That is called anxiety. The difference between these two is only that. You are receiving a result without knowing why, or you are done something, but you do not know why it is not happening. So in the case of Ramayana, what we find is there are things happening without anybody knowing why. Kaikeyi asking for this. Who expected this? Who? Nobody. Even she didn't expect this. She herself was not even aware that she's going to ask this question before what's her name? Mantara came into the picture. Nobody knows why it has happened. Does Bharata know that such a thing is happening? That when he would enter Bharata, as he entered the kingdom after being called, that Dasharatha would not be there and Rama would have gone to the forest. Who does he know that? No. Even Rama did not know that till that morning that he will be suddenly sent out. So all these things, if you see, they are surprises. They are the twists. And that's what makes the story very interesting. Here also, from nowhere at the end of the land, they are sitting there and suddenly from nowhere there is a presence of a eagle. The vulture. And that is going to help them entirely to change the course of action. So that is what is the beauty of any story, surprise element. Here, and again, surprise, as I said, it is a result of past, which we do not know what we have done for this to happen. Ityukta karunam vakyam
इत्युक्तः करुणं वाक्यं
vanaraistyakta jivitaihi
वानरैत्यक्तजीवितैः
sabashpo vanaran ragradraha
सभाष्पो वानरान् गृद्धः
pratyuvacha mahasvanaha
प्रत्युवाच महास्वनः
yaviyan samama brata
सवीयान् स मम भ्राता
jatayurnama vanaraha
जटायुर्नाम वानराः
yamakhyata hatam yuddhe
यमाख्यात हतं युद्धे
ravanena baliyasa
रावणेन बलीयसा
वृद्धभावात् पक्षत्वात् वृद्धभावात् अपक्षत्वात्
वृद्धभावात् अपक्षत्वात्
शृण्वन्स्तदा तदपि महर्षये
शृण्वन् तदपि मर्षये
न हि मे शक्तिरत्यत्य न हि मे शक्तिः अस्त्यत्य
न हि मे शक्तिः अस्त्यद्य
भ्रातुर्वैरविमोक्षणे
भ्रातुर्वैरविमोक्षणे
पुरा वृत्ते
पुरावृत्रवधे वृत्ते
स चाहं च जयेशिनौ
स चाहं च जयैषिणौ
आदित्यम् उपयातौ स्वो
आदित्यम् उपयातौ स्वो
ज्वलन्तं रश्मिमालिनम्
ज्वलन्तं रश्मिमालिनम्
आवृत्याकाशमार्गेण
आवृत्याकाशमार्गेण
जवेन स्वर्गतौ वृषम्
जवेन स्वर्गतौ वृषम्
मध्यं प्राप्ते तु सूर्ये तु
मध्यं प्राप्ते तु सूर्ये तु
जटायुरवसीतति
जटायुरवतीदति
तमहं भ्रातरं दृष्ट्वा
तमहं भ्रातरं दृष्ट्वा
सूर्यरश्मिभिः अर्दितम्
सूर्यरश्मिभिः अर्दितम्
कक्षाभ्यां चादयामास
पक्षाभ्यां छादयामास
स्नेहात् परमविह्वलम्
स्नेहात् परमविह्वलम्
निर्दग्धपत्रपतितो
निर्दग्धपत्रपतितो
विन्द्येऽहं वानरर्षभाः
विन्द्येऽहं वानरर्षभाः
अहमस्मिन् वसन् भ्रातुः
अहमस्मिन् वसन् भ्रातुः
प्रवृत्तिं नोपलक्षये
प्रवृत्तिं नोपलक्षये
वानरैः त्यक्तजीवितैः करुणं वाक्यम् इत्युक्तः. So ityuktah, this very word vanarehi uktah by the vanaras, especially Angata, tyakta jivitaihi, already they have given up their intent to live. Karunam vakyam, these very compassionable words or pitiable words. Vanaran, Rudraha, Sabashpaha, this very vulture with his eyes filled with tears, Mahasvanaha, with a loud voice, Vanaran Prati Uvacha, he addressed all the monkeys there. Hey Vanaraha, Mama Brata Jatayurnama Yaviyan. My brother is younger than me. Jatayu is his name. And whom you say Yuddhe Hatam. Yam Akhyata, Yam, whom, about whom, Yuddhe Hatam iti Vyakhyata. You said that he was killed in a battle. Ravanena Baliyasa, by Ravana, a mighty Rakshasa he was. And you said that he killed him. So now, definitely as a brother, I should really must have a great, I have to avenge. I have to make sure that I retaliate and kill Ravana myself. Because he's, after all, my own brother was killed by him. and I cannot keep quiet about it. But Vruddha Bhavat, because I'm being old as Jatayu, elder than him, so obviously I'm older than him. Apakshatvat, and also I do not have my wings, meaning it is not spreading out. It is burned. It is kind of become disabled. Shunmantatapi, even as I heard what you have said about my brother, Marshaye, I have to forgive. I have to give up. I have to let go the whole thing. Nahime Shaktihi. I have no strength at all. Atsti Adya. Today, I do not have any strength to retaliate. Bradur Vaira Vimokshane. That very enmity that is about my brothers, that I have to release. That very ability to release my or revenge towards Ravana, I do not have any power. So I just have to forgive him at this point. Forgive means I cannot do any action about it. But what is that has happened to my wings that I may have to tell you. Pura, in the past, Vrudravate Vrutte Jayeshinau Sa Cha Aham Cha. So when in the past there was an asura known as Vrudrasura. He was a creation of a person called Twashta. That particular Rakshasa, there I had two stories about his origin. It is said that he was created, not actually born of anybody. So that very fellow who was created because of a curse, because of a boon or a tapas, mainly to kill Indra. And he has been created for the sake of killing Indra. One story goes, it was Kashyapa who created him. And that fellow grew very strong because of the tapas power of the rishis. And he became mighty challenger, competing with Indra. And Indra could not do anything about it. Being a asura, opposite camp. So Indra approached the Sapta Rishis and said, somehow we need to bring him under control. Otherwise, he'll be really in trouble. So Sapta Rishis being favorable to the Indra, okay, what do you want us to do? So ask him to come to terms. Okay, but if he doesn't agree, no, tell that Indra actually wanted to give half of his power to him, half of the land, heaven to him. Just tell him that. So then they went to Rudra, and Rudra already is a mighty asura there, ruling his own kingdom of asuras. Because they are all happy. Asuras are very happy that there is somebody who is equal to challenging Indra. So when they approached him, he said, I know about Indra. He will have his own tricks. He is something under his disguise. So I'm not coming to any terms with him. No, at least come to meet him. And he will let you know. If you don't believe in our words, Saptarishi said. Then one day, okay, say, I will come. So he came, and Indra said, with coming to him and embraced him and said, I'll give you half of my kingdom to you. So let us not have any more enmity with each other. Let us go friendly. I said, okay. And he understood that Indra is actually reconciled. And then the Devatas did not like. They went to Indra and said, what did you do? Well, you gave him half of the power to him. That is not right. He is going to swallow us. No. Let me do something about it. Wait. After some time, Indra went to Ramba and said, you have to somehow enchant him. You have to make sure that he is coming under your control. Do something about it. She said, how I can help you, but I cannot go to him directly. You have to make a situation. He said, okay, I will do that. So one day, Indra called him, asked him to meet him in a garden. So I want to meet him and discuss about something, some business deal. I want to talk to you about it. He said, okay, I will come. And Rudrasura came along with his own clan of ministers, all of them. Indra did not like it because if he comes with all these people, it doesn't work. So he asked Ramba to stay in a particular part of the garden and start singing beautifully and dance. So then when he came, Rudrasura came along with his clan, along with his retinue. He said, no, we would like to talk to you personally, something which is very, very carefully we need to talk. So I don't want all others around you. So he said, okay, I'll come along. When he came alone, he slowly led him to that part of the garden. And Rudrasura heard, what is a beautiful music that is coming, smell of fragrance and some sweet voice. I would like to know before we start talking. So then he went there where Ramba was dancing and the music was going on. And so he sat down and started to enjoy that. Then slowly that desire to marry her came. So he went to her and said, can you marry me? I am so and so. Oh, you are equal to Indra? Yes, I am equal to Indra in all powers. I enjoy half of his kingdom. So he said, oh, that way, that's great. I don't like anyway Indra, but I like you, she said. Then only one thing is that you should not ask anything what I do. Whatever things I do, you just accept. Then I will marry you. And okay. So when they were engaged within themselves, slowly, she gave him more and more alcohol to drink. And finally, when he became unconscious, Indra came and attacked him with this thunderbolt and killed him. Since he was a product of Kashyapa, from his father's side, he was a Brahmana. Therefore, Brahmahatya came to Indra, because killing a Brahmin is considered as the greatest sin. So, therefore, Indra was cursed with that particular curse of Brahmahatya. Later on, it is said that he was relieved from that after he took bath in a holy river, etc. And this way, the story ends of Rudra. But in the meanwhile, when Rudra was so powerfully manning the heavens as equal to Indra, the Rudra was doing, at that point, everybody wants to conquer him so that they can get Indra's position. If they can kill Rudra, then is as good as, conquering the heaven. So that is the reason why these two birds, who are very powerful, they decided to go there. So Pura Vrudravate Vrittesa cha aham cha Jayashino, seeking Chetumicho, Jayashino, Jaya Ishino, for the sake of desiring to conquer, we went. But on the way, Adityam Upayato Swau, as we reached the Surya Mandala, Jalantam Rashmi Malinam, very brightfully shining Rashmi Malinam, one who has the garland of only sun rays, the rays of the sun, obviously, Avritya Akasha Margena, surrounding, going around through the space, Javena, Brisham Javena, with extraordinary force, Swargato, as we approached the Swarga, Madhyam Praptetu, as we even go up halfway through that, Surya to Surya Prapte, as we Madhyam, and as we are coming closer to the sun, Jatayuhu Avasidati. Jatayu became weak. because of the heat of the sun. So as we approached the sun, the heat could not be tolerated by Jatayu. Tamaham brataram drishtva, seeing my brother in that condition, Surya Rashmibihi arditam, being afflicted by the very Surya Rashmi, the rays of the sun. Pakshabhyam chadayamasa aham. I started to cover him with my own wings. Snehat, out of my own love for him. Paramavihvalam tam chadayamasa. The one who is extremely distressed because of the heat of the sun and the tiredness. So, because I covered him with my wings, the Surya Rashmis, they did not, they did their job, but they burnt my wings. Nirdagda patraha patitaha vindye aham manarshamaha. Oh, best of the monkeys, I fell down from there all the way down into this mountain. And that's the last time I saw Jatayu. I've not seen him since then. Amasmin vasan bratuhu pravrittim na upalakshaye. I do not know what further happened to Jatayu. And I did not even know. And I only know that he has gone to Janasthana. Beyond that, I have no idea about what happened until you people have come to tell me all the story so far. So this way, Jatayu's story has been narrated, and then Sampati came to know. And so this was being narrated to the monkeys. So now it is a little more convincing. Until then, they were not convinced that whatever Sampati was saying. Now, a little more convincing story narrated by him. Jatayuhu jatayushastvameva mukto
जटायुषस्त्वेव मुक्तो
ratra sampatina tada
भ्रात्रा सम्पातिना तदा
yuvarajo mahaprajnah
युवराजो महाप्रज्ञः
pratyuvachangadastada
प्रत्युवाचाङ्गदस्तदा
jatayusho yadi brata
जटायुषो यदि भ्राता
shrutam te kaditam maya
श्रुतं ते गदितं मया
akyahi yadi janasi
आख्याहि यदि जानासि
vilayam tasya rakshasah
निलयं तस्य रक्षसः
adirghadarshinam tam vai
अदीर्घदर्शिनं तं वै
ravanam rakshasadamam
रावणं राक्षसाधमम्
antike yadi va dure
अन्तिके यदि वा दूरे
yadi janasi shamsanah
यदि जानाति शंसनः
eva muktah jatayushah bratra sampadina tada sampadina jatayushah bratra eva muktah. So there's a brother of Jatayuhu, Sampati, as even he spoke like this. Yuvarajaha mahaprajnaha angadaha pratyuvacha tada. He then, Angada, replied to him, Yati brata Jatayushaha shrutam te kadidam maya. As I have narrated the story about Jatayu, what happened to him by me. Now, yadi janasi, if you know, tasya rakshasaha nilayam, the very abode where that Rakshasa Ravana stays, if you know anything about it, akyahi, please tell us. And that Rakshasa is adirghadarshinam tam Ravanam, Rakshasa Adamam, that one who is the lowest of among the Rakshasas, who is adirghadarshinam, one who has a short-sightedness. Dirghadarshana means one who has a vision which is lofty. So therefore, many of the Mahatmas, they are called Dirghadarshis. Dirghadarshi does not mean they have a better eyesight. They are better vision about life. They can see things much before it happens. They can direct us to a point which we cannot see. They are called Dirgadarshis. But whereas Ravana is Adirgadarshin tam, Adirgadarshinam tam vai Ravanam Rajasa Rakshasa Adamam, whether he is near or far, that's what we want to know. Antikeva or Dureva yadi. Yadi Antike, yadi Dureva. Janasi, you know, Shamsana. Please tell us. You know, because you as a vulture, you have Dirgadarshan. Physically, you can see more than us. And you are capable of knowing where he could be, because we have come to the south. There is only one thing, because everywhere there is water. It cannot be on the left. It cannot be on this side, on the east side. It cannot be on the northern side, from where we have come. It cannot be from the western side. If the north, east, and west is gone, only one direction you can see, south. So obviously we are on the tip of this land, and further south alone can be the possibility. And say, therefore, when you sit there and look at it, what do you see? Please tell us. So this way there was a request from Angata. Who is chanting?
I'll chant, Swamiji.
Okay.
Aganita guna gana bhushana Rama, Ashrita vatsala jaya jaya Rama, Ayodhyavasi Sita Rama, Apad Bandhava jaya jaya Rama, Dasharatha Nandana Shri Rama, Dashamukha Mardana jaya jaya Rama, Kausalya Sukhavardhana Rama, Kamita Phalada Jaya Jaya Rama, Papa Vimochana Shri Rama, Pattabhirama Jaya Jaya Rama, Janaki Jivana Sita Rama, Jaya Raghurama Jaya Siya Rama, Vanara Sevita Shri Rama, Varidhi Vandana Jaya Jaya Rama, Hanumat Pujita Sita Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Raghupati Raghava Raja Rama, Patita Pavana Sita Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Siyavar Ramachandra ki jai, Pavana Sutta Hanuman ki jai, Umapati Mahadev ki jai, Bolo Bhai Sab Santan ki jai, Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai.